shooting bags, the good, the bad, and the terrible, right now on Pirate Firearms and Reloading. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about shooting bags. As you can see, I have half of your average sporting goods store sitting here on the workbench. I've got bags of every which way, shape and inclination. I'm just going to start with my favorite bag, or my favorite bag company if you like. So I am supporting New Zealand made with this one, and it is Sabre Tactical. Okay, so these guys are based in Hamilton, New Zealand, and they produce fantastic bags. This is one of their rear bags. I like the fact that each side gives you a different height, a different setup, and a different way to use this bag. So this is my primary go-to rear bag. It works out really well with most of my rifles. It's the perfect size. It's got a nice amount of fill in there that I can really get my hand around it. I'm going to use just a piece of wood here, just as a reference to how like a buttstock or a bag rider would sit into the bag. So it's got more than enough material to keep you stable left and right. It's got that ability you can squeeze and get your height adjustment, and you can sort of give it a bit of a pinch up the top here too and really lock that buttstock into it. So that's my go-to rear bag. Typically I run bipod on the front and bag in the rear, and I'll show you why in just a second. So that bag's from Sabre Tactical. This is just a plug for them. They haven't given me anything. They don't know I'm making this video. So the other sort of style rear bags, these sort of cylinder ones, this one's got the sort of rubberized texture, kind of like that, grippy sort of texture, bottom and top. This one's a little bit lighter. This actually has airsoft pellets in it. And I've done it that way to keep that bag nice and light, that if I'm going walking a long distance but still want to take a bag, that is a great option for me. It's compact, it still gets the job done. It's not the best bag in the world because you kind of can't really pinch it around the buttstock. The one thing I do like about it though, is you can actually get your hand inside the strap and then squeeze. So it's still a good bag. This one is from, this one's from Helicon Tex. They're a company out of Poland that make really cool tactical and like urban clothing. I love their stuff. They make the best pair of like comfortable stretch fabric jeans you have ever put on. I thought the 511 jeans were amazing till I tried these. They've got a couple of extra pockets. And look, I wear them all day, every day. I practically live in jeans, and I live in the Helicon Tex ones. So really good little bag there. So just something to note too, a lot of companies, you got to be careful. When you buy a bag from them, they don't necessarily come with fill. Now that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Both these Sabre Tactical bags here, I have the standard fill. They do have a lightweight fill, and I'll be picking up another one of these rear bags in a lightweight fill in the very, very near future. And they also do a couple of other little shooting bags and bits and pieces there, along with rifle cases, stuff for your dogs, harnesses, leads. They do everything sort of in the tactical webbing space, if you like. So that's a good little bag. I wouldn't use this for anything precision, so we'll get rid of that guy. This is another Helicon Tex bag. Once again, I have airsoft BBs in here, the lightest BBs I could find effectively. This one is quite neat in the fact that it's got this adjustable strap here, so you can kind of adjust the tension on the bag a little bit. This one being sort of long and skinny gives you quite a bit of versatility. You can get up quite high although it's not super stable, you can get up quite high. Whereas that bag, even squeezed out, you know, you're gaining another probably 3 inches. What I typically use this guy for is if I get into a situation where this bag is not quite high enough, I'll tend to adjust that strap out as best I can, get it settled down where I need to, and then I will use the sort of grippy side here to go on top, and I'll build my position from that. It gives me just a little bit more elevation. You can obviously then, if you need even more, you can take this guy, and he goes down to about there. You can get a bit more height out of it again. I mean, you can also sort of, you know, tuck this thing around a bit. Rectangular bags are a great idea because you can use them in 3 different directions and achieve 3 different results. So we'll get rid of that one too. Good old plastic carabiners, always handy. Clip them onto things so you don't lose stuff. While we're on the subject of rear bags as such, also a long time ago I acquired this thing here, and I couldn't even tell you that looks like it's BALS LLC, made in the USA. Right hand, yeah, it's a balls bag. Very appropriately named. So the concept behind this one here is you actually attach this strap arrangement around the end of your stock, where your butt pad is, like that, and it means that you actually have a bag attached to your rifle. Now, obviously this is quite a small bag. I do have another very similar one that's a larger bag, and you can, I believe, get different size bags for these. So what it allows you to do when you're not using this bag, say you're out on a hunt or something like that and you want a rear bag, when you're not using it, you grab this bungee cord and you come up, and I can't do it because I don't have it on a stock, but it locks around that little button dome and it holds the bag up on the side. Now, the downside I see to that is it's not going to be very quiet. So it has its pros and its cons. It's another option. Front supports. Now you're about to see why I like a bipod in the front. I've covered up the logo on this one because I'm picking on this particular bag. I have a couple like this. I've never been happy with any of them. And the main reason I don't like these bags, generally speaking, they're too low. So this bag is, its effective use is 5 inches or about 130 millimeters. So it's never going to be high enough to build a nice, comfortable prone position behind a bag like this. Now, you could use it off a shooting bench or something like that, and it does once again have that grippy rubber on top. Now, this one came pre-filled, and it does have a zipper, but they've taken the tag off it. Now, I've never tried to pull this apart, but there's way too much fill in here. You see, it wants to rock back and forward. That's not conducive to a stable shooting position. So, I'm sorry to whoever's brand this is. I've had multiple like this. You buy those cheap ones off, you know, eBay, Amazon, AliExpress, that come as a front and rear, and they've got that little rear one with the wings and all that. Much the same. Not high enough, not stable enough. I have no use for a bag like this anymore. So that's out. Now, I've got 2 bags left. And if you've ever been involved with PRS, NRL, any form of practical or precision long-range competition, you'll know what a barricade bag is. Essentially what happens, for those not familiar, is you have we'll borrow that, you have a obstacle in which you must shoot from, this piece of wood. If you put your rifle straight on here, it's not stable. You're also a hard surface on a hard surface. Whereas you take something like a barricade bag, drop it over. The way these bags are designed, they want to close in and grip on there, so you can see the this rubber material in the piece of wood there is stopping it from sliding left and right. That's only movement in the bag. Now you have a nice big flat surface to balance your rifle on and make a substantially better shot than if you were shooting off this tiny little piece of timber, for example. I quite like this as a little bit of a go-to bag. Sometimes when you're out and about doing pest control around properties and things like that, you'll find a fence or a fence post or something like that, which is inherently not that fantastic to shoot off. Simply grab this, throw it up on your fence railing, whatever you've got, put your rifle on top. Now you've got a whole lot more of a stable platform to shoot from. Once again, this bag is from Sabre Tactical. The design is nothing new. You've got the fortune cookie bags, you've got the game changer bags. This is just a Kiwi-made version of that, essentially. They all do the same thing. They grip around a prop, a barricade, a fence, whatever. Even, you know, a car with the window rolled down, they'll grip over the top of the door. And then it gives you a nice stable shooting platform. Now, you can use these guys as a rear bag too. You fold them up like that. You can run them on the side. You can push them down like that. You can squeeze, you can pull, you can grab, you can adjust your height. It is by no means the best solution. You're far better off with a dedicated rear bag, but at a pinch, if you've only got one bag, this bag will kind of do everything. What I'm trying to say is these two bags are my go-to. I do have one other bag that's a little bit of a go-to, and this is not a traditional bag. I believe a company at one point were making something similar. Not sure if they're still around. I think they were called like a puff pillow or a pump pillow. This, if I have a firearm that doesn't have bipod capabilities, doesn't have a sling stud or something like this, this is usually my go-to in the prone. So this is actually 300 millimeters cubed, the actual fabric, or foot cubed if you're working in Imperial. And it is filled with beanbag foam. So those little polystyrene balls you get in beanbags that tend to go everywhere because they're horrible things, that's what I've got inside this one. So all it took was the beanbag refills. So you don't need to buy the full size beanbag bag you do when you get a whole new beanbag seat. You just buy the top up refill type bags. And what I actually did is I jammed it in here in the bag it came from, sealed it all up, and then kind of like grabbed through the fabric and ripped that bag open because I didn't want to get tiny little polystyrene balls everywhere. This one works really well for sighting in a rifle, laying it across the top here. It's super lightweight. Once again, I've got a little plastic carabiner on it. This can also be used if you're in a kind of an awkward position. You can use this to prop and support your body and fill spaces and relieve muscle tension. When you tense up your muscle shooting, you obviously induce movement and vibration. By stacking this in like under your arm, under your elbow, between your knee and your elbow, something like that, you're providing support. You're able to relax your muscles and get a far more stable position. And being nice and soft and malleable, it will mold around your leg and around your arm, and you'll be able to sit in there really nicely. So this is actually one I made myself, hence some of the terrible stitch work on it, but it's held out real good. I've had this probably about 5 or 6 years. Hasn't let me down, haven't lost any polystyrene balls, and it's just a good all-round one. Throw it in the vehicle on the way to the range. Okay, it takes up a bit of room, but it doesn't weigh anything. If you use it, use it. If you don't, you don't. So these three are my favorite bags. Now, everybody's going to be different. Everyone's got a different application, a different preference, the way they shoot. But these, if I had to go out and buy a fresh set of bags for my type of shooting, these would be the three sort of bags I would buy. I'd buy some form of a barricade bag, a rear bag, and we're going to call this a utility bag. If you've got any questions about any of these bags, hit me up in the comments down below. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Only about 3% of the watchers are subscribed. By hitting that subscribe button, turning the notifications to all, you're really helping out the channel and supporting the content you're watching. Till next time, happy shooting.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Catch you next time.